Gospel of Matthew chapter 20, verses 1 to 30. Reflection after the verses. Verse 1. For the kingdom of heaven is like unto a man that is a householder, who went out early in the morning to hire laborers into his vineyard. Verse 2. And when he had agreed with the laborers for a penny a day, he sent them into his vineyard. Matthew 21-2. Reflection. The parable begins with a landowner hiring workers for his vineyard, agreeing on a fair wage. This represents God's fairness and initiative. He seeks us first and offers what is just. Our walk with God begins not with our effort, but with His call. Verse 3. And he went out about the third hour, and saw others standing idle in the marketplace. Verse 4. And said unto them, Go you also into the vineyard, and whatsoever is right I will give you. And they went their way. Verse 5. Again he went out about the 6th and 9th hour, and did likewise. Matthew 23-5. Reflection. The landowner returns at different hours to hire more workers. God continues to call people into His kingdom at different stages of life. Whether early or late, all are welcome to participate in His work. Verse 6. And about the 11th hour he went out, and found others standing idle, and says unto them, Why do you stand here all the day idle? Verse 7. They say unto him, Because no man has hired us. He says unto them, Go you also into the vineyard, and whatsoever is right, that shall you receive. Matthew 26-7. Reflection. Even in the 11th hour, the landowner invites the idle to work. This shows God's grace. It's never too late to respond to His call. He seeks out even those the world overlooks. Verse 8. So when evening had come, the Lord of the vineyard says unto his steward, Call the laborers, and give them their wages, beginning from the last unto the first. Verse 9. And when they came that were hired about the 11th hour, they received every man a penny. Verse 10. But when the first came, they supposed that they should have received more, and they likewise received every man a penny. Matthew 28-10. Reflection. The latecomers receive the same wage as the early workers. This challenges our human sense of fairness but reveals the generosity of God's kingdom. Eternal life is a gift, not a wage earned by the length of service. Verse 11. And when they had received it, they murmured against the good man of the house. Verse 12. Saying, These last have worked but 1 hour, and you have made them equal unto us, who have borne the burden and heat of the day. Matthew 20:11-12. Reflection. The early workers complain, thinking they deserve more. This warns us against spiritual pride and comparison. In God's kingdom, grace, not seniority, defines reward. Verse 13. But he answered one of them, and said, Friend, I do you no wrong, did you not agree with me for a penny? Verse 14. Take what is yours, and go your way, I will give unto this last, even as unto you. Verse 15. Is it not lawful for me to do what I will with my own? Is your eye evil, because I am good? Matthew 20:13-15. Reflection. The landowner reminds them he was just, and generous to others. God's grace is sovereign, He blesses as He wills. Our focus should be gratitude, not envy. Verse 16. So the last shall be first, and the first last, for many are called, but few chosen. Matthew 20:16. Reflection. Many are called, but few chosen. The last being first underscores God's upside-down kingdom. He values humility and faithfulness over position or prestige. Verse 17. And Jesus going up to Jerusalem took the 12 disciples apart in the way, and said unto them. Verse 18. Behold, we go up to Jerusalem, and the Son of Man shall be betrayed unto the chief priests and unto the scribes, and they shall condemn him to death. Verse 19. And shall deliver him to the Gentiles to mock, and to scourge, and to crucify him, and the third day he shall rise again. Matthew 20:17-19. Reflection. Jesus predicts his suffering and resurrection. This shows his purpose and courage. He walks willingly toward the cross, teaching us about sacrificial love and divine mission. Verse 20. Then came to him the mother of Zebedee's children with her sons, worshipping him, and desiring a certain thing of him. Verse 21. And he said unto her, What do you desire? She said unto him, Grant that these my two sons may sit, the one on your right hand, and the other on your left, in your kingdom. Matthew 20:20-21. Reflection. The mother of James and John seeks honor for her sons. This reveals how easily worldly ambition can creep into spiritual things. True greatness in the kingdom isn't about seats of power. Verse 22. But Jesus answered and said, You know not what you ask. Are you able to drink of the cup that I shall drink of, and to be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with? They say unto him, We are able. Verse 23. And he says unto them, Ye shall drink indeed of my cup, and be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with, but to sit on my right hand, and on my left, is not mine to give, but it shall be given to them for whom it is prepared by my Father. Matthew 20:22-23. Reflection. Jesus challenges them, Can you suffer as I will? They say yes, not fully understanding. Following Christ means embracing both glory and suffering. God alone appoints positions of honor. Verse 24. And when the 10 heard it, they were moved with indignation against the two brethren. Verse 25. But Jesus called them unto him, and said, You know that the rulers of the Gentiles exercise dominion over them, and they that are great exercise authority upon them. Matthew 20:24-25. Reflection. The others are upset, not out of righteousness, but likely envy. Jesus reminds them, earthly leadership often means domination, but his way is different. Verse 26. But it shall not be so among you, but whosoever will be great among you, let him be your servant. Verse 27. And whosoever will be chief among you, let him be your slave. Verse 28. Even as the Son of Man came not to be served, but to serve, and to give his life a ransom for many. Matthew 20:26-28. Reflection. True greatness comes through serving. Jesus models this, he came to serve and give his life. Leadership in God's kingdom is marked by humility and sacrifice. Verse 29. And as they departed from Jericho, a great multitude followed him. Verse 30. And, behold, two blind men sitting by the wayside, when they heard that Jesus passed by, cried out, saying, Have mercy on us, O Lord, Son of David. Matthew 20:29-30. Reflection. Two blind men cry out for mercy. Though physically blind, they have spiritual sight. They recognize Jesus as the Son of David, the promised Messiah. Verse 31. And the multitude rebuked them, because they should hold their peace, but they cried out the more, saying, Have mercy on us, O Lord, Son of David. Matthew 20:31. Reflection. The crowd tries to silence them, but they cry louder. This is a powerful lesson in persistence. Sometimes, faith means pushing past opposition to reach Jesus. Verse 32. And Jesus stood still, and called them, and said, What do you want me to do for you? Verse 33. They say unto him, Lord, that our eyes may be opened. Matthew 20:32-33. Reflection. Jesus listens and asks, What do you want me to do for you? He invites us to name our need, to come to him with faith and expectation. Verse 34. So Jesus had compassion on them, and touched their eyes, and immediately their eyes received sight, and they followed him. Matthew 20:34. Reflection. Jesus is moved with compassion and heals them. They respond by following him. When Jesus touches our lives, the natural response is worship and discipleship. Gospel of Matthew chapter 20 reminds us that God's kingdom runs on grace, not merit. In the parable of the vineyard, all workers receive the same reward, showing that eternal life is a gift, not something earned by how long or hard we work. Jesus then predicts his coming death and resurrection, revealing his mission to serve and sacrifice for others. When James and John seek positions of honor, Jesus teaches that true greatness comes through humility in serving others, not power or prestige. The chapter ends with Jesus healing two blind men who cry out in faith. Moved with compassion, he restores their sight, and they follow him. In all this, we see that God is just, merciful, and calls us to follow the way of servant-hearted love.